Okay, so for this shot, I'm gonna get a picture of Lucy riding her bike. I'm gonna have her ride straight towards me, and hopefully she doesn't kill me. So Luce, I want you to come straight at me, okay? Okay. And I'm gonna get all the way down on the ground, and right now I'm using this live view mode on my camera so I can see, otherwise I'd just be laying on the ground. Just a sec. And my ISO is at 200 and my shutter speed is at 1/640th of a second. Okay, go ahead. Straight at me, straight at me. Straight at me. Ooh. That's pretty cool. Okay, good job. Hey guys, okay, I wanted to show you really quickly how to use Lightroom CC. Turns out they changed the name of mine and I haven't updated it recently enough, and so I actually use Lightroom CC Classic and not Lightroom CC, and I led you all astray and told you to get this one instead. So I think a lot of you guys have figured it out, but just in case you haven't, I went ahead and downloaded this one to try it out. It's basically the same. There's a couple little features that are different, like that they don't have in this one, because it's simplified for like to use on like your phone or something. But let me just really quickly show you how it works. Okay, so this is the main screen. When I click right here in the left corner, add photos, I'm going to come down here and pick a couple of the photos that I want to try to edit. I'm just going to choose a few and then push review for import, and then it has both of them selected, and I'm just going to add 2 photos, and they're right in here, right down here at the bottom now. Right below that plus sign is my photos. If you click on that, it will show you everything you've loaded recently. So here's the first thing I loaded, here's the second thing I've loaded, and you can click on that to close it back up. Okay, right over here is the edit, like little area. This has basically all the same features as the one that I showed you before, but it just like looks a little different. So if I was to do this one, I would bring up my exposure, bring up my contrast, probably bring down my highlights just a little, add in some shadow, bring in a little bit of white, and add in some black. Here's the dropper, if you want to try to use the dropper to get your white balance. But I did notice there's no preview screen, so you just have to set it and guess. That was a lucky guess. I like those colors, but yeah, it looks like it's just a little harder to know exactly how that's going to turn out. So I'm going to just click on that again so that it goes away. I like that. I'm going to add just a little bit of vibrance in to add some color to it. Alright, and I'm going to keep scrolling down. Okay, then I'm going to add in a little bit of clarity. And then, oh, this is a little bit different. Dehaze, I don't know what that does. Oh, adds haze or gets rid of haze. Okay, I don't need that. Adding a vignette, white, black. Okay, and then adding in grain if you wanted it. Okay, cool. Here's the sharpening. It's under detail. It's pretty much exactly the same, and the noise reduction looks like it's exactly the same. Looks like if you hover over these names too, it'll tell you like what each thing does. Oh, cool. So I'm going to reduce the noise just a little, and I think that's all I'm going to do for this part. Okay, now I'm going to come here and click on the crop tool, and I'm going to adjust it so that it's straight. That's tricky. And then I'm going to bring it in a little closer. Okay, and then if I click on that again, then it'll apply those presets. This is the healing brush. Oh, so this, we talked about the adjustment brush with the other one. This just brush is the same thing. Here's the size of it. Oh, start new brushing. Okay, so I could do this for one and then I could add a second one. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, so there's my brush size. I'm gonna zoom in on this a little bit. So I'm gonna bring my temperature down. She looks just a little bit warm to me. And I'm gonna brighten her up a little, bring down some highlights, but add a little contrast, little black, little shadows, a little bit of white. Let's try that and see how that goes. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I can adjust from there. So I might add in some more like whites to brighten it up a little. Seems like it's going really slow. There we go. Okay. Good. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then I'm going to use one more brush. And I'm going to pull this one really big. And I'm just going to reset all of my brushes back to where they were. So I just click on the names for all these and it'll reset them all. I'm going to up my saturation and bring down my shadows a bit to start out with and see how that helps. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. I'm going to bring in a little more saturation here and bring down my shadows a little more, maybe add a little clarity. I'm just doing this on the background. Yeah, you can still hover over it to see exactly where you've been, which is nice. Alright. And that looks better. Okay. It's kind of slow. I wonder why it's so slow. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'm going to crop it a little bit more so I'm not like loving the crop. Okay. Looks pretty good. So I think the last thing that I'd probably do with this is go back to like the edit part and go all the way down to optics and then enable lens correction. And you have to tell what kind of lens you have. 28mm. Oh, that's not the one I have. Here we go. Okay. And then it's not nearly as good as the old one. Okay. Well, I'm just going to distort it a little bit to make her stand out just a little bit more. And then I'm still like not 100% with this crop. Oops. Sorry, I'm just trying this for the first time, so I'm a little slow with it. Looks pretty good. Okay. Oh, so this is how you copy your edit settings. If I select this, paste my edit settings. How do you batch edit on this? Huh. Let's go here and go paste. There we go. And that adds my settings in from this other one. I don't know how you batch edit though, which is kind of like a big thing in Lightroom, so I'll have to look into it a little bit more. Oh, right here you can show the... Oh. So this looks a little bit more like what I'm used to. So the histogram is pretty handy because it tells you if you've got a lot of stuff at the top, it means your photo's really bright, and if you have a lot at the bottom, it means it's really dark. And if things are flowing out of the... So you can barely see the edge right there. If you make it too bright, let me show you. They're going to be pushing these, what are these called? I don't even know what they are. Little mountain things? I don't know what these shapes are. But if it's pushing them out of the frame, it means your photo is too dark. So I like to push it as close as I can get it to that edge without crossing over it and making it too bright. So it's like really close, it's bright, but it's not quite passing the edge. And if it doesn't pass the edge, it means it's not blown out. So you might want to come down here and add the histogram if you want to, it doesn't matter. Oh, if you click this, it will take it straight to Photoshop to keep editing. I did find this. It shows you the original and then the edited one. It doesn't do them side by side, which is a bummer, but at least you can like click on it to see the difference if you want. And then I also saw a lot of you had questions about this, but there is no export. It's just save. Probably just because people are confused about export. I don't know for like the app and stuff, but it looks like you just go save, choose your location, choose your file type, choose your size, and just click save on that. Yeah. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. It looks like it can do a lot of the same things that the other version can, and it's kind of simplified, but there are a few features that it's missing. So if you're gonna buy one, keep those in mind. I mean, I'm more familiar with the other one and I prefer the other one, but this is a pretty great one. This is, I mean, it's got a lot of good features and stuff. So keep that in mind if you choose to go ahead and buy Lightroom. Anyway, hope that was helpful.